Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, first of all, before we get into it, we have to wish you guys a happy new year when it comes, right? Hoping that 2022 was a better year than 2021, right? Hoping that you guys achieve all your goals and then achieve all your dreams in 2022, right? So again, happy new year to everybody. When it comes in later on, I know a lot of people will be celebrating. Unseen Sports is here with us as well. Boss, happy new year to you as well when it comes. What's happening, man?
Yeah, man, happy birthday. I was going to say happy birthday, happy New Year to everybody, and I hope you guys have something is going to celebrate, and be happy for the rest of the New Year. Who's going to get rich, right?
I hope that is me. I
Yeah.
hope that is me. Big up Brian, big up. Yeah, man, we are drop it, man. Um, that squad has dropped on me out of nowhere, in a man. So we have to do a live and talk about it, in a man. Have to do a live, guys. Paul Hall has dropped his first ever squad as head coach of the men's national senior team, right? So of course we have to talk about it. Brian, we drop the link so you can jump on, man. Um, Jamaica versus Peru, the upcoming friendly is what January the 24th. I think for the game.
20th,
The
20th,
20th. Oh, there
in
you go.
Lima, Peru.
Yeah, man, there you go. Why we can't get a friendly for player here? Why we always have to got people place to play friendly?
I think sometime it's the money that the federation gives JFF.
Yeah, me know, me know, me
Yeah,
know,
so it's
me
easier for
know.
them to go and accommodation also. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's cheaper because I think JFF have to pay Independence Park Limited to host the game at National Stadium.
And them not necessarily gonna make back the money either.
Right, because no fans are allowed. So if you play in Peru, it's better for them.
True, true, true. All right, so guys, who want to, by the way, Mannings, I think Mannings will be joining us a little later on as well, so you guys can look out for that. This one won't be a long one either. We just need to get into this 23-month squad that Paul Hall has picked to face. See, yeah, man, January the 20th in Lima. We need to get into this squad, dissect it and all opinions are welcome, both the panelists and also those in the comment section as well. Let me just pick up some of the commenters quick and fast. Phil Jones, big up. Brian, big up as well. So, unseen, 23-man squad to face Peru. What do you think about it, boss?
Well, would I like you for call the name them first and then
Mama
just
put the name them on this. And then on top of that, you have Fletcher, Burke, and Cham.
alright. So you want me to call the names for the persons?
All right, call them out. All right. So you have Miller, Dwayne Miller, Jadine White, Amal Knight, Damian Lowe, Richard King, Jamoy Tope, Javian Brown, Kemar Lawrence, Javon Watson, Kevin Lambert, Kevin Shaw, Howell, R.
Ramon
Howell. Which
Oil.
Howell?
Ramon Oil. Plays
Oh, this
for
is another one where he used to.
Warthouse. Warthouse.
Another same Howell that we used to play for JC.
I think so. I think so.
You know which one me attack? The fullback.
Yeah.
The one who used to play fullback for JC. I don't think I him though. I think I'm a different one that.
No.
Um, Speedy. And I
He
hear you
plays in the
answer.
he plays in the Premier League. Man are
Speedy.
still in the building.
Where are
Yeah,
you past? We just have
Big
to
up,
read
man.
up the squad.
yo,
So
Formula, you hear me?
yeah, man, loud and clear. But we just have to read out the squad.
Alright.
So Howell, Speedy, Peter Lee, Vassell, Lamar Walker, Alex Marshall, Dwayne Atkinson, Beckford, Paris, Campbell, Devontae Campbell, Fletcher Jardine, Fletcher Corberg, and Okwasa Cham. So that is the squad. And
Yeah,
see, what
man.
do you think
Yeah,
about?
Formula. He used to play for the OL. He used to play for JC.
Or the
But
same
Yeah.
one?
yeah, but on a wing back, on a Ramon, on a Malik OL you attack. But the OL
Oh,
now, yeah, man, you attack Malik OL. He used to play wing back.
oh,
But
yeah,
this
yeah,
OL,
yeah.
his name is Ramon OL. He used to go Bridgeport and transfer to
Okay.
JC. Him did it when Cole did it. I think he won.
Okay.
Fleming them on them man.
I think the name kind of ring a bell. I think the
Yeah,
name
man.
kind of ring a
He
bell.
was over Indigo College, you know, Indigo College. And he
Yeah,
played for Phoenix Rising and FC Tucson in a USL one.
yeah. I think
How long you played for them?
Him played for FC Tucson for the most part, doing about. He was a Phoenix Rising player, and them loan him out to the USL one. I don't know if he play.
Okay.
He probably play like a handful of games for Phoenix Rising when
old-
Fleming was there and stuff.
How old is he?
I don't know about him and Lambert. Them about the same age bracket.
24?
25, yeah, 25, 24. Yeah.
Give me a minute there.
yeah, man, cool. All right, so maybe I go start with Unseen, but I'm gonna start with Brian. First of all, maybe I go shout you, but since they are now, Happy New Year when it comes, all the best to you and your family, boss.
Yeah, man, respect, man. Same to you and people them in the comment section and the fans of Formula Sport. I have to jump on like I'm here. Antina say more the money rich, you know, so. From him say rich. From him say rich, we have to check it.
Drop on you.
Yeah, we have to check it. Yeah. I was on Morning's show earlier. Talking about it as well. I'm not too disappointed with the squad. There are some players that I wouldn't have, and there are some players that I would want to see there. And there are other players who I would want to see there, but I can understand why they are not there. Or not understand why they're not, but I can live with them not being there, given the persons that are there. So, in the goalkeeping department, I would have gone for Dennis Taylor ahead of Miller. I think Miller has been a good servant for Jamaica, but I don't see the purpose of calling a 34 going on 35-year-old player who has not played club football for over 5 years now, who has battled 2 knee surgeries to have in the program, because he's not going to be a first choice. So there's nothing to building along with him for. So I would have gone for Taylor, because Taylor is about 30, 29 thereabout, and he has done well in his last the game he played against Serbia. That had a good game, and there wasn't any real reason for them to put him out of the squad. But the one that they gave about bringing in White was an understandable one given the context. The defenders, I don't have any issue with them. However, I would have gone for another left back, probably a local left back, because Taxi has played the most minutes outside of Blake from the World Cup qualifier start. He's playing for his club. He's going to go back for pre-season and stuff. So I think it would be a good chance for the coach to look at the next left back. Given, well, we know we're going to have Greg Lear. I don't know what's going on with Amari Bell, but I think it would be an opportunity for them to look at the next left back. Javier Brown is the only right back selected. I would have also included young Zimenez from Harborview, just to give him an opportunity to see if he can offer something. The centre backs seem to be good outside of. There's a player from Arnett. I can't remember his name, and the man told me this morning, but he plays centre back. Simpson is his name. He's a good centre back. He's a good local centre back that could have been given an opportunity. But again, Richard King has been the best centre back in the local Premier League, and Topi has been around the program, and they probably see him as somebody that they want to build the thing with going forward. So they are giving him another opportunity. We don't know about Low already. Midfield, I would not have brought Javon Watson. I don't know why he's still constantly being selected. But that's the coach's prerogative. If I was going to pick a local CDM, I would have gone for Andrew Vanzi. I think he did enough to earn a selection. I also mentioned Sigel Knight, but Mannings was saying to me earlier that Knight kind of tailor off towards the end of the season, which is true. But I think he too is a decent player. Um, I'm happy to see Duchesne Beckford. I think he has done well in the USL last couple of seasons and deserves an opportunity. I'd have loved to see Nico Brett, but he's not there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Devontae Campbell as well because he's a player that I watch in the Premier League. He played for Mount Pleasant. He's a good prospect. And I think with the right guidance and the persons around him, he won't be here playing in Premier League for long.
How old is he again?
He's about 18.
Yeah, him a young man, like teenager.
Yes, if he gets the right guidance and the right people around him, I don't think he'll be here for long.
I'm unpleasant in I don't.
Yeah. I think he was a part of their academy.
Yeah.
He signed a contract.
Yeah. Decent player.
Yeah, man, he's a good player.
18-year-old.
Yeah, man, he's a good player. I mean, but outside of that, I think it's a decent squad. I see Alex Marshall is back. Lamar Walker too. I think the most anticipated would have been Kaim Paris. Also, I thought they would have included Blair Turcotte because his season is done and he don't look like him going back to that club. But I guess outside of that, I don't have any other real issue. And Shaquille Bradford that plays for Waterhouse. I think I would have given him an opportunity probably ahead of Corey Burke because we know what Corey Burke is going to bring to the table already.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think that this squad is building any chemistry or anything like that because a lot of these players will not be, well, to what I think, a lot of these players won't be a part of the World Cup qualifying squad coming up. So maybe only a handful of these players outside of the regulars will get an opportunity in that World Cup qualifying squad. So yeah, that's me.
I don't think. Most of these players, I don't think realistically we will see most of them come the Mexico game. I don't think so. But anyways, unseen.
And before you go on, Lambert. Yeah, I'm glad to see Lambert back. Like I said this morning, Lambert is too good of a player to be stuck in the USL. He's too good. He has done more than enough to not be stuck in the USL. He has the quality to leave and go either playing. Well, the MLS is going to be tricky because of how they do the international roster spots.
Yeah.
But I've seen players who have done less at the professional level given an opportunity in Europe. For me to think that if he has the right persons around him who has his best interest at heart, he's 24 going 25. They can get him into Europe and he can work his way up. But to be in the USL for 4 years and then sign a next contract, a 2-year extension in the USL, like, I don't know. But I guess.
Honestly, Brian, I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Lambert. I think the player's ability is significantly exaggerated by many. I am yet to watch this player in a Red Stripe Premier League, watch him for Jamaica.
Yeah, but family, you watch him in the USL?
Yeah, watch him for Phoenix Rising in the USL. I'm gonna see the big deal.
Yeah, but
I think he's a very good player in the USL. I think he's a very good player in the USL. For me, to be comfortable with a USL baller, he must be outstanding in the USL. For me personally, I don't think Lambert is outstanding in the USL. I think he's very good.
Yeah, but Formula, well, when you say you're watching in the Red Stripe Premier League, he probably only played half a season when he left the Costa Cup because he didn't spend long here. I think he went on a trial in some countries. Serbia, one of them countries. I don't know what happened. But Formula, I'm telling you, for Phoenix Rising, he has done enough to merit a well, I think I heard that Phoenix Rising was on the verge of being an MLS franchise,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the time when Nashville was doing that, I think Nashville became an MLS franchise. So I was thinking that probably that's the reason why I didn't want to leave, but they are not. and I don't think they'll be in the near future. He's good enough, Formula. I'm telling you, he's good enough to leave out of the USL, bro. I'm telling you.
Me dying for see what people see in this Lambert brethren. Honestly, me dying for see it. Me dying for see it. I mean, I hope the player, by the way, brain drain, thanks boss. Much appreciated for the super chat. And by the way, to all the commenters again, man, happy new year when it comes, and all the viewers as well. Happy new year when it comes. Smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. Again, thanks for the super chat, brain drain. Yeah, man. Brian, me no know. We got throw it over to Unseen now, but me no Brian, me no convinced about Lambert. Me sorry. Me just not the big deal about the baller. Honestly. That are me personally. Unseen. My boss, what you deal with?
There.
What do you think about the 23-man squad? You can see it on your screen.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
Big up coaches this.
Yeah, so for me, I only have, I only have two problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, Javan Watson should be in the squad. Persons may, disagree with me, but I believe that, giving other players opportunity because you know what Javan Watson can bring. But thinking why Paul will do it is maybe because he wants somebody to, bring that camaraderie type of thing to the team. That's why they bring
Yeah.
him. Maybe it's not really performance based,
Mm.
but in each position they can see that there's a pattern. They select leaders like the Corberg for the center forward, the Watson for the midfield. Those type of leaders for each position, each areas. So maybe that is one of the reasons. But I just think that Norman Campbell should be in the squad. You understand? I think Norman Campbell should be in the
I
squad.
think I think I think Norman Campbell isn't in the squad because of games in the Serbian league. Remember, Norman Campbell played for Kukariki in Serbia,
Right.
and so I think they have a game on the 19th. Kukariki has a game on the 19th of January. So I think that is why we don't see Norman Campbell.
Also,
Initially, I was a bit surprised when he was out, but I looked it up. So, yeah, man, go through and see.
also, um, Tariq Maggie. I think Tariq Maggie should be in the squad. I don't know why. Especially he wants to prove himself to be a mainstay, or maybe the coach know what he can offer, and will select him for the Mexico game. So you don't want to put him in this game. You want to see other players. So maybe that is one of the reasons. But no, we would love to see him, to perform and show Jamaica his skills, in this game. But Paul, one thing I know about Paul so far based on his selection, he's willing to give these local based players an opportunity to prove themselves, right? And he wants them to do well, you know. Nico Brett is also one of the players in Formula that I think should have get a look in. Kevin Lambert, he played well for Jamaica in a Gold Cup competition. Um, but I think the league that he's in, the USL league, it don't serve him the justice. It don't develop him. It don't really, make him be a better player. I think, that is one of the biggest problem for our players. That when they go to USL, it's like the same thing as Jamaica Premier League. There's no development for these guys to make it into a bigger. They're not improving to me. They just go there with the same talent. They're not improving. I think that is one of the reasons why Kevin Lambert drop off a farm. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Speedy Taxi. Look at Speedy Williams. He's like this from a long time. He plays like this from he does not improve. You understand me? And if he was in English system or one of those Belgium system playing like this, he will develop better and get better at his craft. But sometimes it's management, the sports management team that put these players into the clubs and stuff like that. So yeah, even Martin Davis, I think Martin Davis should have got called up
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
Yeah, Martin Davis. I
yeah,
think Jamaica giving that player a hard time, Martin
yeah,
Davis.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really hard time. But not everybody's gonna get called up.
True.
So we'll have to work with, and we are glad that Aquasa Chang, Atkinson, Paris is back. Also, I'm glad that Paris is back. I
Yeah, I
did
think
a
a lot of people will be happy about that.
Yeah, I did a video on 5 players that I'm glad that get called up. Richard King, Karim Paris, Atkinson, and Jamal Topi. Yeah, those players. I'm glad that they're back into the team to prove that they can be a mainstay.
All right, cool. Up next, Sir Manningsman. Manningsman, what's happening, man? Again, Happy New Year to you, sir.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon and happy new year to you, Formula. All the best for the year coming and happy new year to the panelists and all the persons in the comment section. Always a joy being here, so thank you for the opportunity again, sir. Yeah, man. But let me begin by just sharing something. So there's a new ranking that is out, right? With the top 50 football league ranking. And this is not based on money, it's talking about play and quality of the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have the top 33. The 33rd team is the English League Two. The USL is at 31, and English League One is at 30. There's a differential of like 11 points that separate them. Sunderland is the worst team, and Doncaster Rovers in the League One. All right. Even the Australian League that Mariappa is in, it's at 29. All right. So between USL and the Australian League, there's not a lot of difference according to this ranking. So though we give the USL a very bad rap,
Yeah.
in terms of the rankings of the league worldwide right now, they are above League Two. So if we have a problem with USL players, we should have a problem with any player in League Two playing for Jamaica, or even League One playing for Jamaica. What that means, then we have to now look at Championship and Premier League out of England, because yeah, they think that though I don't see the Maltese league in this top 33 or the Slovenian league. MLS surprisingly is ranked number 14th on this
You
list.
think that's surprising, Manning's not surprising to me.
Well, I mean, it is surprising to me because it is ranked above like the Turkish league, the Danish league.
No, sir, I agree with that one. They didn't. I agree with that.
All right, so that's how it is ranked. All right, but this is like the official ranking that come out and things. So
Mannings is a FIFA ranking.
I can send you the link.
Okay, thanks.
So you can.
Yeah, man. Respect.
I hear a loud sound in the yeah. Yeah. So I'll send you the link formula so you can look at it and make your own.
Hey, Eagle Republic. I was just gonna call these two names. Sorry, go through Mannings.
All right. So let me say, all right. I think though Paul Hall may have had some suggestion in this, I think a lot of the selections were based on players who would have been in and around the team, say before the pandemic, and have not been called up for him to probably get a look at them. And so it's almost like there would not have been any new player, meaning players who would not have represented Jamaica being called up for this particular game, except a player that Paul Hall would personally identify. Because I think the whole objective of this would be, all right, the players, some of the players won't be able to make it. Here are some players that have been in and around the team that you can look at. But if there are new players that have not played for Jamaica, you as the coach can find those players. I'm just trying to put some logic behind the selection. with that being said, I am surprised that Dennis Taylor is not a part of this team because he
Yeah.
has been in and around, and sometimes you just need a little bit of explanation to understand why, Dwayne Miller just came up on the scene and Dennis Taylor just went off. I can understand Jaden White, I can understand Amal Knight, very good chap. He had an injury, and I think that is what kind of forced him out of the team initially. So he's back, I can understand that. But I don't like to be hard on players because I don't know the whole reasoning behind selection or non-selection. But I'm surprised
Yeah.
at Dennis Taylor. I am also surprised, like with Corey Burke, unless they're seeking to give him some fitness or they wanted some level of maturity in the team.
Yeah.
Because Paul Hall would have seen enough of Corey Burke. But at the same time, you want to bring a good enough team so you don't get 6 or 8 or 12. So you want some experienced players. So maybe that is the reason why you see the Burke and the Lowe and the Lawrence and the Javian Brown. Just some of the regular, the Speedy Williams, some of the regular players. I'm happy. I think there are some holding midfielders in there that can do a shift. For example, Tevin Shaw, who had a good enough season in Canada. Howell played well enough in the local league, and I want to see Lambert. I think he needs to be looked at to be given an opportunity, and then we can go from there. I am very happy for Kahim Paris. I know initially there were some questions about his availability. I hope that all the other background things will be worked out so he can be available for the game. Because I know that he has to go back for preseason for his club, so I hope he will be released because he's one of the prized possessions at his club over
Yeah.
over in
Yeah.
Sevilla. They are in second place, can qualify for Champions League. They are not far from first place. So I hope that he be released so that he can come back for the game. If not, I would call up probably a Nicky Daly. Because I'm wondering, like, yeah, he's a next young player that is like right around there that wasn't called
Yeah.
up. Are there other reasons that we don't know? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a team that you may not see anybody from it. The regular, like, the people who are going to be in the 27th, the squad on the 27th are probably the same people with people that Paul Hall may have his eyes on. I I I think if anything, you may not see more than one or two of these players who have not yet been in a squad make it into the final squad for the 27th. But I'm okay with the team because, like I said, it's just to look at players really.
All right. Cool. I think I'm gonna get to coaches perspective on this squad, but I think there are a number of questions that need to be asked, but I'll ask them after coach gives his initial assessment of the 23-man squad. For starters, again, coach, happy new year to you, boss, when it comes.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Formula. Same sentiments to you. Shout out to Unseen. Big up yourself, Javan. Big up to Man of Steel. Man of Steel. Big up yourself. If you link up in a brother, but I tell you, time. Mannings. Big up yourself,
Which
Mannings.
means,
No
that
problem.
thing was blocking you. I couldn't see who, but I saw the Manchester United jersey, and I'm wondering which madman unseen invite anything for your Manchester United.
Formula. Yeah, me I
You
wonder.
see, you look like you a madman, you
Why
know.
must I why am I unseen?
You
Why
say
am I unseen?
unseen. A formula show.
And I'm inviting Panita. Like it was.
I mean, I'm strength fact, man. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
strength fact.
man. All right, big up yourself, gentlemen. Trust me, that's been a good year on YouTube with every single one of you.
True.
Really appreciate the time spent deliberating on certain topics, matters of the reggae boys. Trust me, it was a good one. And here we are again, final afternoon of the year. We're still here. You know what I mean? So first and foremost, I hear persons asking for Nico Brett. It could be a
Yeah.
situation where he made a 2-year deal. He was signed by New Mexico, So I'm wondering if he was working on that deal. If he was called up, he probably would have turned down because of that, or he was overlooked. I mean, a lot of persons have been asking about Nico Brett. I'm not really surprised about this squad. What like Mannings, man, I can say Dennis Taylor um is a mystery. Definitely is a mystery. I would expect him to at least show up again or be selected because it's been a while and he has not put a foot forward that is actually bad. You know what I mean? So in terms of the entire squad, I think it's a good set of young players that Paul Hall will have to look on. These players are going to be coming very hungry. I think they are going to go out there to prove some points. They want to make it into that final 23 to face Mexico. So they are going to push. And I can say to them, they need to go out there and play. Paul Hall is responsible for QPR. So just go out there and put together some good football game. Play your position well. Once you get a role, play it well. You never know. Something might happen for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I look at the structure of the team, you have a few defense, few personnel in defense, a whole lot of midfielders and attackers. I think it is telling me that he's basically looking at forward players in terms of attack and the midfield. Um, so we hope that he will basically see players that he actually wants to see, and if they do what they need to do, they will definitely get the edge to go over there in that final squad for Mexico. Like I said before, I'm not surprised. We just want these youngsters go out there. This could be one of the future teams going forward based on how the qualification goes. I'm still optimistic. Some persons aren't. Once we still have a chance, we still look for we do well, supporting the team 100%. But everybody have them different opinions, and we respect that. So yeah, that's just my few cents on the team. This is Paul Hall's first selection. Nothing to wine and dine about. I think the big one for me is to see what squad he'll put together for the Mexico game. That is what I'm eager to see. Yeah, man. That's my few cents or my few dollars.
So what you're saying, coach, is that basically you're not really put too much emphasis on the squad selection for this particular match.
No, I'm more so going to be focusing on how the team is going to be played, how the team is going to be structured, and all of those things. I'm not really gonna
Mm.
um and it's also depending on the personnel that he have to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for this game is just how the team structure. I'm gonna have 3 days with them to basically try to see how we can get them to play what he wants them to play. But for me, I'm not too overly excited about this. I want to see them play under his sort of philosophy. And then the big thing for me is the selection for the Mexico game.
All right, coach. Correction though before we continue. The Norman Campbell, his club actually plays on the 19th of February, not the 19th of January. So that is a name too that as always is kind of a bit surprising that he plays for a team that for the last couple of years has been the third best team in Serbia and is not a part of this particular squad. Coach raised a number of issues a while ago. Coach says that he's looking in terms of how the team implements his philosophy. Is this team good enough though to implement any sort of philosophy against Peru?
And that's the thing about it. He does. I don't think he'll be going for what you'd call it, a win, so to speak. But of course, that's what international friendlies are for you to put your team together to see how they can play, to see what if they are going to buy into what he has to do. What if he wants them to play high press possession ball game, just to move the ball around on the surface and stuff like that? It will argue well for the players that are in the squad. They have to go out there and impress. If they can't play the system or they implement whatever the coach implement, then they are just not good enough. But I believe that a few players might grab this by the scruff of the neck and make an impression, like Busy Atkinson,
Yeah.
Devante. I mean, let's see what they'll do.
Yeah. All right. For starters, and this anyone can answer this question. Is this squad balanced? That's the first thing me I look for when Paul pick a squad in because the whole issue of balance was a major issue under the previous coach. Who want to take that one there? Unseen. Make go with unseen for that one there.
Well, yeah, in the defensive areas, we have competent defenders. I think King is one to watch. I think King would be in my starting level with Low over Toby, based on his performance in the JPL. And yeah, so I think it's balanced for me. Midfield with Kevin Lambert, Ramon Oil, Tevin Shaw, Javon Watson. It's it's balanced. In the forward section, we have Paris. Atkins who can play as an attacking midfielder. He can go
Yeah.
on the wing
Yeah.
and play there also.
Yeah.
Paris can play left and right. It's balanced for me.
All right. Brian, you think the squad balance was? You're mute, Brian. You're mute.
Um, balance is a stretch, but balance is a stretch. But I think um, it's okay, given what the coach has to work with, and the fact that it is not an FIFA window. You won't be
Yeah.
able to get all the players that you want to get, but so it's more of just looking at players, getting an opportunity to look at players who could potentially fill positions should we have any fallout like COVID or injuries or um, JFF or anything. Because with all that's going on, at any minute something can go wrong. Players become unavailable for whatever reasons. We don't really know those reasons officially. So at any given time, a player can be unavailable. So I think the coach wants to, all right, this might be an opportunity for him to look at players and say, all right, should I lose this player or that player, then I can call up this player, etc. So balance is because it's been a while since we have had a balanced team being
True.
selected. So I mean, balance is relative, but it's not a bad team to select. I don't have much or high expectations, but it's not a bad unit, with the exception of some players who I think shouldn't be there, or some players who I would have preferred and not bring some players. But at the end of the day, some of the players who are there, though I would have opted for someone else, I can understand why they were selected.
All right, cool. By the way, guys, smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. Mannings, the squad balance was?
This way. All right. Given if the squad is being selected based on the players' performances, and I said this when even Topi was called to the squad, that I don't think he had done enough, in my opinion, in the league to have been selected in the squad initially when he was selected. So I think a lot of his selection, his selection at that time was based on his past quality and not present performance. I do, however, believe, like you said, that he is a very good youngster, and over time he could be an asset to the team. So, but is the squad balanced? I think the mixed. I would say it's balanced in respect to having Kemar Lawrence, Corey Burke, Speedy Williams, Damian Lowe, Javian Brown. These are starters in your World Cup qualifiers. So I expect them to bring a level of seniority and leadership to the team. Topi has been called to a game. King as well has been called to a game. Peter Lee Vassell, Lamar Walker. So really and truly, there are at least 11 players who have been a part of match day squad for the World Cup qualifying so far. So it's not a young team because they have been around. The one thing I will say is, and I'm going to put this out there, and we can think about it, is if Coach Whitmore were the coach, would some of these players be called up for this game? Perception is reality. Is there a changing of the guard to see Atkinson, Topi, King, Marshall, White, Paris, who I believe deserve to be in the team, but a person could look at that and say, well, these are all players who are connected to or were connected to Cavaliers. You know, could people raise that and say, well, that is why they move, quote unquote, move with more so that they can, sometimes people look at these things, so you have to really bear these things in mind. Though I believe that the players really, a lot of these players deserve a shot in this kind of a setting to kind of let Paul Hall determine if there's any that he can work with. But I think the squad is, I don't expect them to win in Peru, high altitude. Peru, most of Peru's national team, they play in South America. A lot of them play, so they will be available. And so it's not going to be an easy game. So, that's just some of the things that are out there that you have to think about. If Whitmore were here and we're playing this game, would these players have been called up? And right, so now you begin to ask questions. Is it that he had a problem with the players, or he had a problem with the club that the players? All of these questions, like how some of these players are back into the fold. How Lambert is back into the fold. What has is it? The technical. Remember, I know the technical committee has not changed. All that has changed is the head coach.
Yeah, and Paul Hall would not have known Lambert.
Right. So how? What has brought back these players? Brought these players back into the fold?
Yeah, but Mannings, they can also look at it and remember it wasn't it Tapa that gave Paris and Marshall their debut back then as young players?
Huh?
Wasn't it him Tapa that gave them their debut as young players?
What happened between their debut and now them being called?
Well,
that is what we don't know. We don't know. That's all I'm saying.
It's a fair question. It's a fair question, but I don't know. It's a fair question though. It is a fair question.
You're saying something unseen?
Yeah, I was saying something. Yeah, to put out there that these players are coming from one club. I don't really like that term, because if you're really a football person, you go and look on performance, right? So in what you said, I would say one person out of that would not, really be in the team based on merit, based on his performance, which is Topi. But the other players from Cavaliers, that is presently at Cavaliers, they are performing well and deserve a chance. So
Cavaliers also won the league.
Cavaliers won the league.
So you're
the best team in the league.
Formula, please have to answer this. I did not, sir. Please do not misquote me and misrepresent me respectfully. I said no such thing as to what you just said. I started out by saying perception is reality. And I said, I made a suggestion and I asked a question. I said, I believe that these players deserve an opportunity. But there's a perception that will be out there where people ask the question, I did not say. The only one I brought up was Topi, and I said if it were based on performance from the last season, I don't believe he was the best defender on performance. Be very, very clear. I said nothing about them being called because of Cavaliers, sir.
Okay, management, sorry about that. So can we answer the perception that
Yeah,
people may have?
Mannings man.
The
If if we
management,
if we didn't have a real studio, man, Mannings man would have leap across the studio.
the
Mannings
management, can you
like
answer that
check
perception
us.
and make it clear so people can understand that having that perception is not,
What?
really.
I don't think I need to clarify it. You don't understand, but nobody
No,
else.
I understand, but I'm saying
Everybody else seem to understand why I need to clarify it.
no, me.
You say you understand, so I need to clarify. I don't need to
No,
clarify
I
it.
am clarifying it. I am clarifying it.
Oh no, no, you don't need to clarify it. You need to make your own statement because my statement was very clear.
Right. So my statement is that, you know, these players from Cavaliers are playing good football and they deserve a chance. Check their statistics and they are doing well. Anybody on the panel can say that.
All right, all right, cool. The panel get out a while ago, man. All right. One question. Oh, by the way, me not ask Coach and Eddie yet if the squad balance. Coach, me see you shake your head when me talk about that balance something there. The squad balance, boss.
In a hot virgin, in a hot. Hold on, I go for a scale.
All right, cool, Eddie.
No, man, I joke, man.
Oh. The panel on top, man.
Just a little humor me I bring, man.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Me see a fan for real like Eddie a sweat, boss. So me think I'm serious.
No, man. I joke. Me I kind of I bring a little humor to the thing. In a hot, so me a fan. I just say balance, so me I go for the scale.
Cool.
All right. So, in terms of balance, I wouldn't expect a balanced squad. To me, it might be balanced to some people, might not be balanced to some people. When you look at the defensive section of it, only 5 defenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to look on that, you can say it's not balanced, but I don't think it has anything to do with balance at this particular juncture. It's just for the coach to see some players, some people to remain sharp in terms of they are not playing right now. Persons are asking about even the Haka situation. If he's not going to be playing for the next game against Mexico, why is he in the squad?
Yeah.
And one would say, is it a case where he's giving him game time so that he remains sharp? Or is it a case where he's getting his testimonial, his final looking? But
What's a testimony? Good. You look like you're in a good mood today, na boss.
Yeah, man, the farewell game.
Yeah. So me I wonder if that is it. But I'm not looking for any balance in this squad, as I said earlier in the formula. I want to see them play under Paul Hall and see if there's any definitive style of play, how the players adapt to Paul Hall's tutelage. That's basically what I want to see. So in terms of balance, it's just a one-off game, it's not like a tournament. It's a friendly game. Players are gonna
Yeah.
be in and out. You might play the first 45, you might get an half an hour, you might, but yeah, that's basically it for me. Nothing big.
All right. Eddie Guna new to the panel. For starters, Eddie, Happy New Year to you when it comes to all the best for the new year 2022. What do you think about
Yeah,
the
man.
squad, boss?
Same to you, and I must say Happy New Year to everybody, all the viewers and subscribers and the panelists. I'm privileged to be on. A lot of top names and big up Coach Mannings, man of steel, unseen. But yeah, I don't think the balance thing really necessary because as Coach was saying, is a one-off friendly game. It's not like we're
Yeah.
playing a series. We're not playing a series of games where you need a balance to to go through those games. But at the end of the day, it's just a game for the coach to see certain players. So if I think at the end of the day, if the coach believes that he picked the right players, that's on him. It's all about, as I said, all about Paul Hall picking the right team, looking at the right players, and to see if he can add any of these players to the squad for the Mexico game. That should be his main objective for the game. Just to get a look out, it's not a FIFA date, so we weren't expecting some of the faces, So it's just one of those games, Take a look. Can the players impress the new coach? That's a big opportunity, as I said before in our previous video. It's an opportunity for the players to, impress the coach and to stamp their name in the squad going forward.
Yeah. I want to ask this question, right? Based on the squad selection, how the squad looks, right? The setup of the squad. What do we think is the main objective of this particular squad selection? Because I was initially of the impression that this particular squad would be picked to give the MLS and USL players some game time, to get some amount of sharpness, for the upcoming game against Mexico. So it surprised me that, not a lot of the MLS and USL players who are normally in the squad are in this particular squad. What you guys make of the objective of this squad?
So you mentioned persons like Alvas Powell.
Yeah, I mean Alvas, O'Neill. I can understand Flemo to a certain extent. And others as well.
But the question can be asked: do the coach want those players in the game for Mexico?
That's another thing. That's another
Go ahead,
thing.
coach.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. I kind of agree with you because if you notice, Damian Lowe, Corey Burke, Javian Brown, I guess he wants to see Javian more, or he wants them to remain sharp to be in his game. Because the other players are playing. If you know what I mean. So it might be that situation where he wants to give these players sharpness, but at the same time, he wants to look at a new player. As I said before, the defense has about 5 players, right? When you look, when you look at the midfield, when you look at the wingers, when you look at the forward line, I think you want to see some of those players. Remember, we have been having issues with the midfield, the wing. We're not having so much problem with the forward, no doubt that. But I mean, if you look at the construct of the selection, there are players in and around that particular area. So I mean, the objective is to see those attacking players along with the midfielders, in my estimation. I stand corrected.
Anybody else want to take a shot at that in terms of, what's the objectives of this squad when you look at the squad?
Shavan just joined. Make him talk.
Oh, Shavan. All right, cool. Shavan. Yeah, first of all, happy New Year to you when it comes, sir.
And same to you all, man, and all the guys on the panel as well. All right, Formula. I don't know if you remember a couple months. Well, when after Paula got selected, I'd asked you pertaining to the squad selection, do you think that it's actually Paul Hall that selected the squad based off performance, or he chose players who is actually known itself? Because as what Manningsman alluded to earlier, a few of the players on the list, the selection would be questionable. Because if he's going off, because remember, pertaining to like a defense, if he's not really watched much of Jamaica's games or the Premier League games,
yeah,
that's what I wanted.
I was getting to that in a Shavan. How much does Paula really know these players? In terms of could he have picked a squad based on his knowledge of these players? Did he pick this squad?
Exactly, because I
think players were recommended, obviously.
Yeah, man. But he has something to do with selection. I don't think he's oblivious to these players that he's gonna be working with. It could
All
be
right.
as
No,
well
I
because
get
he's
that
gonna
in
have
a
a
Yeah.
3 days camp.
I get that in a coach, but the reason why, all right, how many right backs did he call up for this particular trip for the Peru game?
Message
It's
Javian
just
Brown.
Javian
Just
Brown.
Javian Brown alone.
But tell you say the defense
Exactly. So,
limited, man. I just the
Man,
attacking
it's
players
so
limited,
more.
boy.
no, the point of me I try and make, coach. I don't know why I rate that youth so much. If I choose him go JC or not, but you remember we always talking about development. We always take a while. We always take too long to develop our youth players.
Ziminis.
This would have been the perfect opportunity to take Ziminis with the
Agreed.
team.
Agreed.
This would have been the perfect opportunity to take Kasim Priestley with the team. Because we're short of defensive midfielders, carry a young one. If you don't want to carry Desert for some reason, because probably that's the reason why I'm don't call Desert in a coach. Persons keep asking why I'm don't pick him. Probably him don't know him.
Mm.
So you can't bash a man. You can't say it in that particular regard to say that him not call him up because him not rate him. Him probably don't know the man.
Yeah, true.
I personally believe if he had seen a Ziminis play, a Priestley play, and a Desert play, he would have called those players. Because which coach would only go to a match and only carry one right back? Think about it. He
Desert is
probably
a
doesn't.
CD in a Shavan.
Huh? No, I know. I'm
Desert is
talking
a
about
CD.
I'm talking about the positions itself. Like I'm talking about Ziminis, I'm making the case for Ziminis.
All right, so let me just say something. All right, if I were, so I watch the local league, and though I think Zemeniz is a talent, I think he got 3 red cards. He started out the JPL season well. He got some red cards, and that affected, I think, his play. You have other youngsters in the league that played consistently. The Waterhouse wingback, I think his name is Campbell or Thomas. Ricardo Thomas, I think his name is, not sure. So you have those players who also had better seasons in the league than Zemeniz, though I believe he's a top talent. When you look at the
What
whole,
did you guys think of Cavaliers wingback? What his name again? Webster?
No, Kyle Ming. Kyle Ming, him at all.
Ming. Yeah,
even
Ming. The one on the right.
even Kyle Ming had a better season, but I
Mhm.
do understand the call for the youth. But even in the Manning Cup, so let's go to that because I watch him a whole lot because I played at a rate highly. 16-year-old just turned 17. Even in the Manning Cup, he plays in midfield and at right back, and he has not been. He didn't begin to get dominant or become more dominant in the game until the latter stages of the Manning Cup. He has been inconsistent. So I can understand that. One of the players though that I think is Emilio Rousseau, who is a left-sided defender who plays for Portmore, who I think there's a look in. When it comes to
Yeah.
the Priestley in midfield, again, Priestley played well, but there are other midfielders ahead of Priestley. Howell is ahead of Priestley. Howell had a way better season. Vanzi had a way better.
Gotcha.
Well, Alwyn, I can give you. Alwyn Harvey at Mount Pleasant had a better season than Priestley. Howell, who is in the team, had a better season. And I'd say Vanzi, who is an older player. But let's look at the players who they have there, because Tevin Shaw was playing well in the local leagues before he moved to Canada. You can't.
Yeah, but Tevin Shaw not really getting a ton load of game in Canada, though.
Well, when I watch
Him
him play,
play a lot, but I think it's mostly substitute appearances.
yeah, but what I'm saying though, he's playing and it seemed to be more competitive. So let's use that, more competitive. And then Kevin Lambert, because if you're going to bring in now, all I'm saying, if you bring in Priestley, who I think is a good young player, you're going to have to replace one of those players. Because I think they're bringing Watson to play center back.
You think so? And not a CDM?
I think so.
Formula. I think there's one thing as well. I just saw a comment I kind of remember. Remember that the JFF are only going to call up players who have signed the contract.
Yeah, that's true as well.
That could be a factor as well. Some players may not have.
Yeah, but even if they're going to call you, they're going to give you the contract before. So if for example, say they want Formula to come and play, they would call Formula and tell him about the contract. So not having a contract now would not negate you being called up. It is not a
No,
deterrent to be called up. It is to
no. The reason
play.
why I said that, and in that factor as well, remember the JFF doesn't have JFF is not the organization that is known to do things on time.
Proactive or to be organized. I get what
Ye-
Chavan is saying.
Yeah, but how that would affect? Like, tell me a player who. Let's use that. Let's use that argument. Which player who could have been called, who you believe was not called because of failure of having a contract?
No, I am
he's
not.
not.
I
He's not
can't.
getting
I'm not saying. I am
man.
just saying.
He
One
just
reason
asked.
could be one problem could one factor that could probably cause an issue for Paul Hall not selecting a particular player who we may think it could be a situation where the player may not have a contract right now, and the JFF at the time they weren't proactive in going out to get other players to sign the contract.
No, man, but
As a
Yeah,
thing,
no, Shavan,
you're
Shavan.
missing the point, Shavan. What I'm saying is that if it's a matter of contract and Paul Hall says, I want to see Javon Parchment, it would be easy. There would be no issue. Because remember, the contract can be given to him today. Because it's just players in
Mannings
Jamaica.
man, I get what you're saying, Mannings man. I don't
man,
want you to think that I don't understand what you're saying. What I am saying is that we have known the JFF based off past of not being proactive in completing tasks. That's all I am saying. I am not saying the fact that
Chavan,
certain
that's point
players.
though, Mannings.
But
That's
but I
all
think
I am
He's a
saying. That's the
reason
I
only
that
thing.
think
I
a
am
better
not saying. I am
I
not
think a
saying
better
that the
point.
JFF is not. It's hard for them. I am just saying based off history. We know the JFF of delaying things and doing things last minute. That's all I am saying, Mannings, man. It's
Yeah,
the only thing.
Shavan, but yeah,
And
Shavan, but
to
I
add to
think
that,
that
hold on, the man of steel.
yeah, man, got
I'm
you.
saying the JFF normally itch with things. So I would say a better point is that maybe the player don't have a visa or a passport. I think that would be a bigger, factor and
yeah,
not necessarily
I
a
don't think you
contract.
need a visa to go to Peru still, but yeah, but
No,
probably the
I'm just saying.
passport
I'm
as
just
well.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So passport can't stop a player from playing in country, bro. You can get a passport in a 1 day. Especially if you're a Jamaican citizen. I mean persons are born overseas or whatever. If you're a Jamaican
Not
citizen,
necessarily. Not
if
Suppose
you're
I'm
necessarily.
connect
Trust
through
me.
USA or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Trust me.
well,
It's
no,
not
well,
that
no,
easy, man. Of steel.
If they were connecting to USA, King maybe wouldn't be in the squad.
Shavan, yeah, but well, I'm not a passport. You're saying a passport, me I respond to, I'm not talking about visa.
Yeah,
So you
may I
know,
say
you
there are
connect,
times as well. It can be issues as well.
bro. I put it to you that there is no player or me I put it to you that there is no player in the JPL who would have been invited to play for Jamaica, and the reason why they don't play is because one, they don't have a passport, or two, they don't have a contract. That is not the reason, bro. Any
And
other reason I may accept, except the fact that the coach or whoever didn't call a player because they don't have a contract. There are players in the JPL now who have contract, bro. Who, for the life of me, I don't even know if they will ever play for Jamaica,
But
So
man, still,
the contract thing, I know. I'm not buy the contract argument.
Man, still. With JFF though, with the under 15 team that went over, a lot of players went to trial and they weren't given, they weren't selected because they didn't have a passport.
that's the same thing I was going to
And
tell man.
we can tell you that.
Same
It's
thing.
an issue that has
No,
to
man of
handle.
steel, man of steel.
Hold on,
What
let me
we
just
are
say,
trying to say, man of steel, we're not saying it is not. It is. What we are trying to say, it is possible. The
It could be a
JFF has a
factor.
history. The
It could be a
JFF has a history.
It's
I
possible.
remember, the only person that has changed within the JFF, the same JFF who we are cussed all along, is Tapper. Nothing else no change. So I don't know why Una believe say a different coach go in, JFF are go suddenly get this big change. No. I am
Yeah,
not
but
saying that is
Chavon,
the issue, All I am
yeah,
saying is that it could be a factor.
yeah, but
It's
Chavon,
not a factor,
yeah, but
brethren.
hold on, Chavon, this to me, I say, Monies, beg on me the Monies.
Man, still, me if you answer this and come on for the thing, because I can't manage the back and forth, bro. Me no come on for this. Listen, contract is a piece of paper. I am saying to you that it cannot be an excuse in this situation, regardless of what past history is, bro. Because all it needs is that if Paul all see me a play down a muck up and him say me want the player there, all them do is come a town, sign the thing, and you're gone if me want play. It cannot be a contract issue that we are set you. And if you're a Jamaican and you want a passport, brother, a passport, the federation, the government can make you get a passport in a 1 day. For
You
this
don't figure a tone either, Mannings.
for
You
this
just email it,
particular
man.
situation, brethren, this 1 year, and of them
Yeah,
two things, there, brother.
yeah, but Monies,
You're gone, man.
Monies, you need the government money.
Mannings have church later, guys. So Manning again.
Yo, Monies,
Fired up
Monies,
for
they
church.
don't
Money
need
that
the
you
Monies.
style for going.
Mannings, they don't need the government still because the Passport Association offered passport for 1 day. Next thing, let me finish up this. As it relates to the youth players who didn't go because or didn't select because they have a passport, if you're 15, it is your parents' responsibility to ensure they have a passport, bro, and not the JFF. So if you come to try out for the national team at 15 years old, bro, it's your parents' responsibility to make sure you have a passport, just like it's your parents' responsibility to make sure you have a birth certificate. So you can't blame the JFF if you say, boy, I didn't pick the youth them because the youth them not a passport. You hear them can help them, yes, but the youth them have passport.
Yeah, when you say all ago you can't help. Why when you talk about help them, yes, you stutter a
yes,
little
them
bit. Why you
can
don't make
help
that be a
them
big
unseen.
big
Them can
point?
help them, but what I say is unseen. If you was a youth, bro, your parents make you get a passport rather than a JFF job
You see,
that.
like
All
how we
right,
disagree with them, but
unseen,
we're gonna
unseen,
move on. We disagree with
unseen.
this still, man, and still,
Yeah,
but move
unseen.
on, move on.
Apparently, we live in our perfect country where the Football Federation has been perfect over the past couple of years. So just leave it alone.
I will say this though, the contract issue, because and this is for Mannings, some of the players that have arisen, like for instance a Joey Desert or a Nico Brett or a Martin Davis, those individuals are in overseas jurisdictions that many people are saying they would have liked to have seen in the squad, and from a common sense standpoint, should have been given an opportunity in the squad. Mannings them played in Jamaica for sign a contract, boss.
Those players,
No,
They are more
no
than 2 years.
formula. You're not for
You
that
know, an
Jamaica for
email,
fight. You're not for that
formula.
Jamaica. People email for contract, man, and you sign, man, and send back, man. You're not for that no for Jamaica for sign not that. It's a different world we living in, bridge, in a
Yo,
globalization.
formula, me sign contract for work, bro, and I've been able to give it to him in my hand. Me
Exactly.
sign that electronically and then me print the
Why,
part and me
why
sign
has
and
the
keep it.
JFF used that? Why has that excuse come up previously that player and a signed contract?
But only the
Yeah,
Because
JFF said
because
that.
no, but formula them not say because the player is not in the region or the area. I don't think that is the reason why the players have not signed. The reason why some of them have not signed is because probably them not agree with the contents of the contract, or them
all right,
are for whatever other reason. So you wouldn't
fair,
say because of that.
not only that,
fair.
if Nico Brett is not called, I don't think it is a contract reason or a passport reason.
No.
It is a selection reason. We can disagree with the fact that he has not been selected. All I am saying is that the JFF is a imperfect organization. Many blunders. All I am saying is that the players who we don't see in the squad, their passport and contract cannot be the reason for this particular game, because where you're going, it's a chartered flight that you don't need a passport, a visa to go, an American visa. You just need a
Oh, so
Jamaican.
it's a chartered flight. I didn't know that. I never know that.
You need a Jamaican passport. And to get a Jamaican, as an adult, I can understand. Listen, I can, because I said this yesterday, that a lot of people talk about local and overseas. They don't even have a Jamaican passport and they're 30 years old. As a big man, if you are in high school, bro, you're playing football and you plan to be pro,
Exactly. Get a passport.
get yourself a
I
passport.
mean, once involved in sport, no matter what age you are, once involved in
Once you
sports,
decide
get
you go boys champs, you hear about pen relay, brother. A
get
class
a
3. Go and get
passport.
a passport.
Simple.
Now wait upon J3 and Issa to get passport.
No.
You're a mother or a father, right? So Galango get passport.
When you have the passport, your visa can be
But
you can get visa
Either
easily.
you have it and don't need it, and
But-
need it and don't have
but
it.
coach is this and
Yeah.
man is man. Not every parent is like you and man is man who will, do go to the hands of hurt, forget everything for
No,
the
but
youth.
Javan, me I got debunk that because if you are coach and you know say you have plans for your youth, you got tell the parents, say, me I got start use man in style. You got tell the parents, say,
Man,
get a
preach about my
passport
style.
for the youth.
Right.
So when
So
we tell them, say, once you come to high school, try get a passport because it is important. Because you might fly.
so put it this way now. You tell them and it don't work out. Them don't do it because them
You
don't
have to
care.
ensure as a coach, you ensure say it happen.
And the coach of the high school don't care neither.
No, they no coach. They not for a coach then.
Let me help you. Go to your church. Go to your
He not for
council.
a coach.
Go to your
Exactly,
member of
man.
parliament.
Yes.
Go to your auntie. Go to your
Yes.
granny. Go to your big brother. Go to your cousin.
So who you send to go beg this
Your
one?
community-
The 15-year-old youth?
Go to your community youth club.
The
Or them
15-year-old
can
youth
check
you send
Mannings,
to go
man.
beg?
Or them can check Mannings.
What do you mean?
You will send them to Mannings and coaches this.
Yeah, man, send them.
If nobody in the world can help you, brother, something wrong with you.
So why you don't
Exactly.
say send them to why don't JFF help them?
Because
Hey,
listen,
Bridging,
That's
a
not
passport that's
responsibility,
in a
brother.
man.
No,
That's
no,
not
JFF
I
responsibility.
I don't agree with it. Once a
No,
while, my
but
service is supposed to help.
Javan, parchment, unseen. Listen, man. Come on, a reasoning thing like say you know the thing, man.
Some
How
reason
can
I
it
tell them
be?
my point.
How can it? That's not a good point. That blurry Bridging.
Hold on. Unseen. Supposed to apply for your
that's
job
my point.
overseas. Unseen. Supposed to apply for your job overseas. And them say, send the qualifications, come and whatever, and you apply for the job and you go through the recruitment process. You are going to wait on them to get your passport to fly and go look for your visa.
No, me have my passport long time. You can't ask me that.
Yeah, bro. So that's the same thing. At the same thing,
Me
you
have
know.
my passport long
Yeah,
time.
but
Come
paying
know
for
the
the countries are
importance of the
privilege, you know,
passport.
bro. Yeah, but paying for
what
the
I'm
countries are
saying to
privilege,
you,
and that's all right.
but what I'm saying to you, my father never want to buy my passport when time with the younger.
Yeah, but so you have
I
them
mean, I
JFF
forgot
for
to do it
that.
when we get old, when we get
So
to
they
the
must
age where we
blame
can do
JFF.
it
Them
for
can't blame JFF
myself.
for that.
No,
We're
but
not
you
blaming
can't blame
JFF. We're not blaming JFF, but
No,
I am
nobody
saying
never blame
JFF. Nobody was blaming JFF. So stop making that point like,
No,
we have
that's
to
a
something
point
wrong.
where you make earlier. You say
No,
a JFF,
man. I say JFF for help. That we say.
JFF for help. You fi have it first.
JFF for help.
No, remember the point
That's
was
a
that
15-year-old
JFF.
youth.
No, remember the point was JFF.
Or lower than 15-year-old.
Don't select you because of passport and contract. That are the point, so that means you not say JFF for help. Or if you do it.
Yeah, JFF for help.
So that's the point.
JFF
Are
for
you
help.
for ensure so you get your thing
Let me
first?
tell you this. You know, somebody used to live on the banks. Cross some cassava piece. So when they live on the banks, bro, let me tell you this. And we see a local 12-year-old run with youth club. The first thing we do, we get passport form, bro. We link bigger Ford and them do everything and help we fill it out, bro. We keep a look, we go around with the pan and collect money and make youth go get them passport, brother. When youth are 10 and 11 and 12-year-old. Brethren, if as a Jamaican, once you go try to get involved in a sports at any level, you don't know the sky is the limit.
Mannings, we can add this to it, Mannings. Once you tell a parent about fly and go foreign, then find any way to get passport and money to go look for passport. Me can't tell you that based off of experience.
Formula. I agree with what all of you guys saying that they should have it and stuff like that. But I am saying that a lot of these parents not going, some of them not do it, now go do it, and them only run to it when time the thing done already. You understand? So for this particular player, where their Charlie Mount was selected to go to the trials and did not make it because he never have a passport. Now, me know the parents them stay, them nah go look about it and the coach them never do it. So all I'm saying is a quality player why JFF never helped him. That's simple reason and the logics.
Let me ask you, Coach.
How is the channel turn to man argue about passport?
Sorry.
Right.
Coach, you're in a track and field. Like,
let's move on.
Coach, let me ask you this. You're in a track and field, right? Do track and field, like when you get the little athlete there at your school and thing, do you, I mean, I mean, is there a system in the school to like check out these things when like events coming up, the pen relay and all of those things?
Mornings, from they enter the school, ask them if them have passport. Once them say no, we ensure so they get passport by telling the parents that there's an opportunity to fly. And once you tell them that, next week then come and say, sir, whatever, which document me need and whatever, and passport get. That's all me I say.
But coaching takes your coach track
Brother,
and field.
Gully
That's
Bob get
football.
passport, brother. Gully Bob get passport. Gully
So
Bob get
everybody can get passport. Question though, because when I had stated about the whole issue of players overseas contract, not necessarily, in terms of it being signed in a timely manner. I've never gone about, signing a document in a overseas jurisdiction or in a different jurisdiction. So I don't really, I'm not really afraid with how this process might work. What happens is that they might send the document via hard copy to the person in another jurisdiction and they sign it and send it back. How does this work? I don't know.
Think it's soft copy, not hard copy.
It's soft copy. You just send it via email, you scan
copy.
it, you sign it back and scan it back. You scan it and sign it. Because when you come, you're going to sign an official. If, for example, if Demar Gray is going to play, he's not going to wait until he travels to Jamaica. It's going to email to him through his agent. He probably has somebody look over it. He signs it. Which remember, Mikel Antonio signed a contract, Mikel Antonio signed a contract before all his documentation, right?
Yeah.
Before all of his documentations were processed.
I was of the opinion, well, as I say, I don't know how this process works, but I was of the opinion that was sent hard copy and him sign it and send it back. That's what I thought.
All right, so there are two ways it can be done, Formula. You have
Mm-hmm.
some people who have pre-selected signature. Them get the soft copy, them just add them signature to it and send back the document. Or them get the document, they print it, they sign, they scan it, and email back what they sign.
Yes. I know about the pre-selected signature. That's true. Yeah. Okay. So it's possible. It's possible, and it's the normal practice. All right. So we established that now. The argument done about the passport thing now. Manning's
Long time.
Church later.
Long time, because me will on my point.
Hey, unseen, me deal with footballers too, here. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but at primary level, we know of still.
Margaret High School too. Don't get it twisted.
Him at Margaret too, man.
Margaret will get damaged up the other day. Man.
Yeah, but I mean the first.
Have to do with the passport.
Exactly. The first year, members, how many Margaret youth met the team to go when in 2019? Careful enough. Two.
Margaret export baller to in a boss.
You don't know what go on unseen. If you say two, you don't know what go on. But
you keep on Margaret.
All right.
Church. You have the connection,
Coach, yeah, get fired up for church later to boss.
At church.
I will speak in tongues later.
Yeah, man, we have to go at church, man. Yes, man. New Year, I catch you in at church. Where's the mornings?
Definitely, we have to give thanks,
All right. Quickly, because I say probably we'll just do about 12 more minutes to 1.5 hours. Players out of this squad that has been selected, which players have a realistic chance, we think, based on the ability of the player? Which players have a realistic chance to feature in the upcoming World Cup qualifiers? Mannings, what do you think?
I think Kaim Paris. I think central defense, we have Mariapa, Low, Pinnock. So we kind of covered there. I think up front we kind of if Marco Bailey is out, so I would think there's a space there for someone like a Kaim Paris to get into this team. I think it's going to be hard for any other player who has not been in, probably with the exception of him, to get in, or Kevin Lambert, if he puts on a stellar performance, could get into that defensive midfield area. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing somebody. But all the other players have been there. Lamar Walker has been there. Um, uh, uh, I don't know if Peter Lee Vassell, but those two players I think could squeeze themselves in if they play really, really well. Kaim Paris and Kevin Lambert, because that's areas that we may need.
All right, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Free and easy way to support. Unseen, what do you think, boss? Which player have a realistic shot?
Karim Paris. Karim Paris, he's there before, performing in his in Europe doing well. I think he has a realistic shot to make a mainstay in the squad now. Just have to come and apply the same type of play and try to get some numbers, get some goals for Jamaica. I think I think they want to really send off Javon Watson. So I think in a D I think in a D mid position, it's a grab. It's a grab. I think either Lambert or any one of these local base players who is there for that D mid can snatch it with a good performance. Ramon Oil, you know. Wow, for these young players such as Akwasa Chung Akin, so they have to have a stellar performance in this Peru game to really, make a claim. And that is what I think. I think though in the defense, I think King I think King can make it. I think King can make it. Once he gets game and game time, I think he can make it. Over Topi.
The Eagle Republic. Come on, man. Lamar Walker deserves to be in this, man. Coach, man said, why was the viral meme? Lamar Walker. Yo, about 3 going 4 million views of it.
Yeah, man, the meme of the year, man. Reggae Boyz meme of the year.
How much views you get?
About nearly 4 million views you get on Twitter, man. When you swing off a ball and miss, man. Yeah, man. All right. Coach, who you think of a realistic shot, boss?
You mean any of the new players them?
Yeah, man. The players that haven't featured much or any at all in the qualifiers. Who has a realistic shot of this current squad to make the World Cup qualifying roster?
Well, the one tough one, I have a little notebook. J.D. White from the goalkeeper. I have Damian Lowe, Javian Brown, Kemar Lawrence. I have Kaim Paris and Corey Burke. If anybody is to make it in terms of the younger ones, we are looking at Dwayne Atkinson and Devontae Campbell. Yeah, those are my picks.
Yeah, I personally, by the way, before we move on to Shavan, I must say it's a good look when we see teenagers, right? I think Busy is 19 or 18 and Devontae Campbell is 18. So it's really good to see teenagers involved in the national setup and other youngsters as well, like Paris and Fletcher and Okosa Chang. I really and truly hope that those particular players get a good run out, and really, I think it would be a good look for Jamaica if these players impress as well. By the way, how many hear nobody talk about Peter Lee Vassell? Baller stitch how much goal and assist for Jamaica. Vassell stand a chance of being back in the mix. Shavan, what do you think, boss? Who in this current squad who hasn't represented previously stand a chance of making it?
All right, so it's mainly Priestley. Some of the Paris I think him have the most realistic chance.
Yeah.
And then you have, I think, a Kevin Lambert or a Tevin Shaw might have a possibility, because we are short on the defensive midfield front. So I think one of
Okay.
those two as well might have a chance of actually make it into the team.
Kevin, you rate Kevin Lambert? What do you think about Kevin Lambert? Because me I
I
said
mean, him
to
better than
Max,
Watson. Him better than Watson.
yeah, fair point. Fair point. Because Virgin, me not, as me say, me not knock the ball at too hard. Me hope say him,
No,
make it in a right.
the Japan game show up in deficiencies in so many ways, but hopefully he learned from it. I mean, his club, although the club never re-signed him immediately, you can see that there was interest in him still, so that
Yeah.
shows something. But I think him and Tevin Shaw, because I was watching some highlights with Shaw earlier this morning on my way to work. You can see that he has the aggression that a defensive midfielder needs, and he has the strength as well. So I think he might impress, and he might have an opportunity of being called up to the for the World Cup squad. So it's just those three are the only persons. I think for Busy, based off his position, for attacking wise, I think we are spoiled for choice in attack right now with overseas
Yeah.
players. So I think for Busy, I would love for him to do, but I just think it would be a difficult. Lamar Walker, as I say, him keep on him play a good for him club. So I guess club based off club performances, he warrants a spot on the squad as well, I guess.
But I mean, I know. I mean, I just talk about the Japan U23 game alone. I have never, me always been a hear about this Lambert. Me seem
No
say,
man, him play a good for him club, man.
in a
Like honestly,
JPL,
him play a
no,
good
him
for him
play
club.
good, but as I said earlier in Shavan, I think he is a very good player in the USL, but I don't think he's an elite player in the USL. That is my issue with Lambert. For me, for be comfortable with USL players in the squad,
You
them
have to
have
be
to be
elite.
elite in the USL. I mean, I think Lambert is elite in the
That is
USL. I
true.
think he's very good.
But the only reason why I said Lambert is because Javon Watson was called up. As coach mentioned earlier, there must be a reason as to why Watson was called up. It can be only two reasons. Either it's his testimonial game, which I don't think would have been done outside of Jamaica, or they might try to keep him fit to call him back for this for the World Cup qualifying squad. No, those are the only two reasons you'd call a Watson right now. Because if you don't plan to use him for the World Cup qualifiers, it has to be a testimonial game, because there's no other reason to really call him.
On unseen, you say Pinnock turned down Jamaica call up? Or you ask a question?
No, me ask Jay how much time Pinnock there.
Him turned down Gold Cup, that alone I know about.
Because preseason is going to start.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that
Question,
was probably
question
the
though,
best move.
so the question to formula is to find out from unseen what was the point of the question.
No, Jay, it was Jay. It was Jay. Jay
No
was
man, I know it was Dre, but what was the point of your question?
So when I said turn down though man, I mean, how much time he was selected and couldn't come and play for Jamaica. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Because he was saying that King, why I would select King to be in the squad over Pinnock and some other players.
okay, so you would select King over Pinnock.
No, I'm not saying I would select King, and I'm saying that it's COVID time and remember player availability. So if
Okay. So
right,
you need to say in the statement, if Pinnock is unavailable, you look at King.
right.
That's what you were saying. Okay.
Man is.
Just to make sure we are-
Yeah, but Dre understand it. Because I was talking to Dre still, but you can explain it on the panel. I'm explaining it on the panel.
Pass the 6 out to them, man. I'm ready for them, man. But I was saying though, before we move on, that I think that was the best thing for we did cost him the time though, Pinnock, when he returned on the World Cup thing. But I think that pre-season preparation that he did in the pre-season, honestly, I see improvements in a Pinnock game, man. this season in the Premier League, certain weaknesses that he would have had, that we would have seen in the Championship last season. When I really see them in the Premier League this season, so we beat him the time pin-up, but maybe just want to say that, yo, I think that was the best move for him to have made, to have turned down Jamaica for the Gold Cup. Peter Way, boss, me watch Lambert in a Red Stripe Premier League, watch Lambert for Jamaica, watch Lambert for Phoenix Rising. How much more research we need for the boss? I tell you, in my humble opinion, I not say the players are bad player, but I not rate the player to all that. I think the players' abilities is exaggerated. Right? I just not agree with all the people when them say you're a big baller. And I not see it. Sorry. I not see it. That does me personally. I not see it. Right?
Remember Jamaicans, he call Tuffy and this a big baller too, so I kind of understand.
You know what I want to ask on this people turning down call thing, right? So Jude Bellingham don't have no connection. Say that he had connection to Jamaica, and Jamaica called him to play, say, in the Mexico game, and he turned it down, right? Would you call him back unseen? If he turned down playing against Mexico, and then we have say we're playing the last game, right? Or a couple of games after that we're playing again. Would you still call him back?
Call who? I didn't hear the first part.
So Jude Bellingham is the player who plays at Borussia Dortmund in Germany. Borussia Dortmund, right? So you call him quality midfielder. He says, no, I can't make it because my team has Champions League and stuff. So I'm not going to come and play in the tournament you're having now. Would you call him back?
Yeah, I would call him back.
Okay. All right. The point I'm trying to make, this idea about calling people and they turn it down, everything must be in context, because what I agree with people with is that if the players have no reason and they just don't want to come and play, but when there are legitimate reasons and they decline, because at the end of the day, the truth is Jamaica football can't take care of the people in Jamaica. So they're not going to be able to take care of the man who resides in the United States, England, or wherever. So they have to secure that part, we have to be fair. We have to be fair. They probably have mortgages playing, and if them give up with them club thing, like we see one player going through who chose Jamaica, and the club is, so there's that part of it that sometimes the player really, they have to turn down the invitation to secure themselves financially and their families where they reside. And so I like to take each situation in its context and don't broad brush all things.
All right, cool.
Tennessee. Family have a flip side to that.
Miriam Bovasa. Anyways, got you answer. What you say?
Yeah, so this is a question I would like to ask Mannings, man. So say Pinnock turn on a call, or by his club was doing this and he couldn't leave and come to Jamaica. Then now they select King over him. King had that window with 3 games and played well. So what would you do with King in the next window when Pinnock is available?
So, hey, but if we play 3 games, man, and King will score 3 headers and then nothing, I don't mean that I'm going to refuse Pinnock, but he's still available to me. What my decision is, I'm not going to not call him ever again because he turned it down.
Okay.
That's the point. Some of us, because what some of us believe is that if we call the player and them say no, they reject us.
True.
It's not rejection all the time. It is just other factors. Sometimes you check out a girl and she just come out of the relationship and she need to heal her heart first before she can accept your call. So you call 6 months later and she's ready again. So it is with some of the players.
That's right. Counselor Mannings, man.
Easy Mannings. Teacher youngster, yeah.
Can't wrong the analogy. King plays for Cavaliers in the JPL, HL Entertainment. All right. So last question I want to ask panelists now before we cut off, right? Yes, coach. Yeah. How do you guys think that this team will fare in the upcoming friendly, and also out of a scale of 1 to 10, given the context, what do we think? What do we grade Paul's first squad selection? Unseen, what you?
Well, as what coaches just said earlier, it's not really about, it's just basically seeing what these youngsters can do and try to, show the country that, he believes in young talent and he wants them to matriculate into the senior rank. He's giving these players hopes that, if you play quality football in the JPL anywhere in the world, you will be looked on. And this is one of the change that you see. Tapa is out, and now you can see some young players really get an opportunity to perform and be selected into the squad. So it's not really, ratings. It's just really giving them opportunity to perform and see what they can do so that they can, be in there for the future. And he's also looking for not only for this World Cup qualification, he's looking for a long term based on how the president talks. It's more like, long term work for him. So, can be
Unseen. Unseen.
Yes.
I'll know you answer my question in a boss. I'll know you answer my question. Unseen. But ask you, how do we think the team will fare 1 and 2 on a scale of 1 to 10? What
Formula,
will
I
you?
got jump here. Big up everybody.
Yeah, man, cool coach.
I
Given
want
the
me to hear that.
context,
Because me I hear too something.
yeah, man. So how
Because
do
me
we
hear
think?
something different a while ago. I
How
swear
will
to you.
how will the team fare? And two, from a scale of 1 to 10, given the context, what would you grade Paul Hall's first team selection?
And that Paula's team selection here, All right, so Paula's team selection from grade of 1 to 10 would be for young players. I will give him a 7 out of 10 for young players. I think the team will do well. Once he sets up the team to play to his tactics. I think some pattern and play up front. We can get some goal, and also just use unseen confuse man king and him brain, and also set up the team defensively to stop Peru from scoring. I think they can hold their own. I think we can get a win. I think we can get a win out of the game.
All right, cool. Shavan, how you think the team will fare 1 and 2? Scale of 1 to 10, given the context, what would you grade Paul Hall's first team selection?
All right. So on context, based on everything, because I'm not sure how the Peruvian league operates. If they're gonna be off, if they're gonna have their full strength. If they have their full strength, I think we're going to have a difficult game there. Based off ratings, I would give the team a 7, and the only reason why it's not a 9, it's because Javan Watts is in the team.
All right, Mannings, how do you think the team will fare, and also scale of 1 to 10, given the context, how would you grade Paula's first team selection?
The team is about performance. At the end of the day, I think they will give a good account for themselves. They'll probably lose the game because it's high altitude. Peruvian players, for the most part, their first team will be up and playing. Paul never worked with them, so I suspect we probably will lose the game, but will not be embarrassed. There will be some good performances. I think in the context of the squad, I think he had a minimal role in the complete selection. So I would say I wouldn't grade him on the selection. I will grade him on the team's performance, not the result either. Yeah.
That's yeah.
Formula persons were asking, if there was a camp stated to help for these players to get, some training in.
Yes, man. I think there'll be a camp, man. I think there'll be a camp.
Man is man, no not about it.
Won't be a camp, man. No, I'm almost sure, but you're not 100% sure.
I think 3 days before the travel, Paul will be here.
Yeah, okay. There you
So
go.
if they travel
There
on the
you go.
19th, he probably gonna be here from the 15th.
So it's
So
a
they
3-day camp.
yeah, 3-day camp.
Oh, good.
There you go. No,
What?
I
What?
was sure about it, but we never
So,
100%
so we
certain.
can
So
ask you a
maybe just
question now,
one.
Pamela. Manning's man.
Mm.
What farmer, system you can put in place in 3 days?
It's a friendly game. What kind of system? It's a friendly game. Remember the core of the defense. Two of your defenders are there. King has been in the team before. Topi has been called up before. Speedy is there. Lamar Walker is there. So when you look at it, these players are players that they have been around Paul Hall.
Right.
Yeah.
I think to some extent, Paul could be able to implement some sort of a system. I think how well the players will be able to execute it on the first chance, given the short amount of time, that's another question entirely. Another question entirely. All right, we're gonna get out of here now. I just want to say because I haven't really given my thoughts on the squad yet. Some of the names did surprise me that were out. Expected to see Taylor, Dennis Taylor, Campbell, Norman Campbell, Nico Brett, Scarlett. I don't understand why Scarlett is not given a chance. Scarlett that plays for Tampa Bay. They went to the final of the USL as well. How can we have a reggae boy who played on the team that went to the final of the USL, not be in the team, but yet still we have other players in the same league that made the team? That kind of baffles me, right? Joey Desert is another player I expected to see. I don't know what it's going to take for that guy to get a call up, right? It would have been nice to have seen the likes of Nico Brett and Martin Davis as well, right? And I agree with most of the sentiments surrounding the squad in terms of the context around squad selection, right? So basically, by the way, also one other thing before we get out of here, again, no press conference, no sort of official announcement, right? It's just the press officer just type up something. It's just the press officer just type up something, seen and release it on Twitter. I can never wrap my mind around that. I mean, up to now, I don't see. Let me see if I see any official announcement. Has there been any official announcement from the JFF? I don't think there has been any official announcement from the JFF either.
No, not by the last time I checked. There was no announcement by the JFF.
I'm not seeing any. So
No,
I don't.
There isn't any.
So I don't understand how we can think so one new coach there on we that operate little differently.
Hold on,
Yeah,
the formula. It goes back to the point I made earlier. The only person who changes the coach. The JFF are still late with everything.
yeah. On that note, though, I was looking also to see if I saw anything from Peru. I don't see anything from Peru, so I guess the JFF released their show their hand first. So we'll see in the coming days, any announcement that is made from Peru, right? Big thanks to all the panelists that came on tonight, Unseen Mannings and Shavan and Coach and um Brian, Man of Steel as well, Eddie, Guna jumped on as well. So, as always, we appreciate it. And again, Happy New Year to all the viewers, to all the panelists, and all the commenters. Wishing everybody all the best in the upcoming year 2022. So, guys, that's our 2 cents. Take care, stay safe, and until next.